Hey, how you doing? Like I said, I'd be back to do another video, and I'm trying to make good on my promise. Anyway, as I said, I was going to do this video, and this video is based upon the pain and the struggle that I have been going through with losing my child. Now, you may not have lost a child, but I'm sure that if you've lost someone that was in your family or a friend or whatever it was, whatever that person was, it was someone that you held near and dear to your heart, and it's hurtful to deal with something such as what you're going through and what I'm going through, because you expect for them to always be around, you expect for them to always be in your life, you expect for them to always come and know that you're having a bad time, and pretty much just be that person to say, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, I'm here, and things of that nature. But here, last night, which was September the 4th, I went to Jackson, Mississippi, to the University Medical Clinic there, where she used to go to all the time, which is the Children's Hospital. They call it Blade Batson Hospital, and then they also have the Eli Manning part of it. But from December 2002 up until 2012, she was going to this hospital because she was born with a rare condition called nephrotic syndrome. And that condition is a condition that's where your protein is supposed to stay in your body. Well, hers was leaking out through her kidneys, and it was causing erosion, and eventually, if she had to live, she would have needed to get both of her kidneys removed and a new one. But last night, the reason why I went there is because since everything has happened with her, I've been pretty much like, she's at the hospital, even though every time she went into the hospital, I was there with her throughout the whole time until she was able to come home. But my mind has been in such a big disbelief on the fact that she's no longer here that I just adapted this idea she was at the hospital. So last night when I was there, it was just like, okay, it was bittersweet because I got a chance to go to the old room that she used to be in there. I was able to go inside the room because, of course, someone was in there. But the fact of the matter is, I was able to actually finally see that the shock that my mind has been in is just that, shock, and she's just not coming home again. But I'm going to share with you now the pictures that I took while I was at the hospital. That way you can kind of sort of get a good idea of what she used to look at and what I used to look at on a day-to-day basis. Because there could be sometimes when we would be in there, she'd be in there for like maybe 2-3 weeks to a month sometimes. So here's the pictures. Did it stop on me? Did it stop? Alright, here we go. Those are the halls and the rooms and pictures and things of that such. That's the Eli Manning. And you can kind of see me in some of these pictures. Wheelchair she used to ride in. And room, that was the room where she used to be in. And the wagon she used to love to be ride in. And those are some beautiful places there. These are just some of the places. In that room where the doors were swinging open is where she had her first biopsy on her kidneys. So I had to take that picture. And that wall is beautiful. I always talk about that floor right there. I mean, look at that floor. It's a gift shop. I forget what that is. But these are the halls and the things that we would see while we was there. And that's the piano she wanted to play, although she couldn't sing. That's the little fountain that she loved. And that's McDonald's in the hospital. That's the bathroom. Yes, it's the bathroom that she used to use while we would be there in the McDonald's. And that's their McDonald's. And that's the cardiology place. And these are just things that, and that's the wall there. We would pass that wall all the time. They just put that up there, but still, it was what we saw. Blade Batson. That waiting room we waited in, and that's the hospital. Now, it's just been really bittersweet. Now, I'm going to get off of me and get on to you who are dealing with something like this. Even if you have lost a child, here's the thing that I have to say to you. Don't give up on the fact that you still have a life. Although that person or that child may not have a life, here's the thing. You have to now take on that person's life, or that person's, whatever it was that they did so well. You have to continue to let their light shine so that the world will never forget them. Because we have a tendency to want to give up because that person is gone, because that person is no longer in our lives. I remember Melissa was a child who pretty much was not privileged to do what other kids did, as I said. And we would make good with the movies on the inside and the games and things like that, and coloring, and with her coloring, she was an artist. She could draw pretty good, because we spent that time together doing things like that. And what you now have to take on is the fact that that person may be gone. But the thing of it is, now you have to go on for that person. Not saying you have to live your life every day as if that person is here, as if you're toting around that burden on you. But here's what I'm saying. Now you have the privilege, the opportunity to make sure that no one forgets that person. But you're still living your life as you. It is hard to deal with something like that when you've loved the person for so long, no matter if it's a person that you were dating or whatever that person may be to you. Now is your time to now put your hands in God's hand, because I'm telling you, there is no way to deal with something like this on your own. I am a firm believer in God, and I love Him because He took care of Melissa. He took care of her through all the many times she was in the hospital getting IVs and getting blood taken and getting woke up in the morning. She'd go to this appointment and missing school and crying because she wanted to be like other kids and things of that such. She didn't start walking till she was 23 months old because her legs would not move for her, because her body didn't register that she was supposed to be walking at that time, and so she had to have physical therapy and other things to that such. And because of that, it was a really big struggle. But I take her strength and I apply it to my life. And I say that because if she, at being a child, can know that even though you go through a painful time, or there's something that's pressing upon you or whatever, she even had to deal with children picking on her because of things she couldn't control. She might have cried about it, she was upset about it, and things of that such. But the thing that I love, that I could tell you that she did, she was friends with those children. She even had a father who wasn't there for her. Not even going to talk about that. But she still loved him despite his ways. And if a child at her age could understand that even though people come in your life and they try to destroy you, they try to take things from you, they try to hurt you in ways unimaginable, you still have to go on because you are you. And if you allow a person their inconsistencies to become yours, then your life is now theirs, and there is no more you. You're just a frame of a person just walking around. Nose is itching, sorry about that. But now what you need to do is take on your life. Live. You're going to cry because I do feel like it right now. But the thing that we must remember is the fact that that person loved us so much, and they definitely would not want to see us back here like this. Okay? That is the message that's being relayed to you right now. That person loved you so much, they might have been suffering or whatever the case may be. They loved you. And they would not want you back here moping, They want you back here living your life. They want you thriving, making something of yourself. And I know that you can make it past tomorrow. Only you have to believe that you will. You have to believe that there is something better than laying in your bed depressed all the time. Because believe me, let me tell you, that's exactly what I've wanted to do, or what I've done for the first 3 months that she's been gone. Laid in my bed, didn't want to do anything, didn't care about looking at the sun that God put out before me. Sometimes people would tell me it's so hot outside, and I wouldn't even know it was hot outside because I hadn't been out there. So that tells you that with me, it was a very big struggle. And you're going to have those days where you don't feel like going on. You're going to have those days. But you have to remember at the end of that, at the beginning to the end of that day, that there is gonna be times, at the end of the beginning of the end of that day, you have to remember that you are still alive, and as long as you live, that person does too. But if you die, that person does too, because no one else is gonna remember that person in the way that you would. No one else is going to care to show the world about the love that that person had as you would. So you got to pick it up. Your heart is still broken, but you got to keep pressing on. You feel like the world's coming down around you, but you got to pick up the pieces from that world, and you got to keep going on. You got to remember that it is going to get better. You'll always miss that person, but guess what? As long as you live and you keep trying and striving to do the best thing that you can, that person still lives. Because everybody's going to see that person in you, and they're going to say that you never quit. They're going to say that you never gave in. They're going to say you might have been down, you might have been hurting, and whatever else that was going on with you, but you still kept going. You still kept your life together. Because you love that person that much, and you love yourself that much, that you want to keep going. So I say to you, don't give up. You might give out sometime, but don't ever give up. Because when you give out, you can get that rest. And you can pick up the pieces and you can keep going. But when you give up, there's no hope. There is nothing left. I'm going to sign out because it's starting to get me, but I'm here always. Jam 27 magazine is not only dedicated to beauty, not only dedicated to fashion, not only dedicated to photos and makeup and your looks. It's also dedicated to matters of the heart. It's also dedicated to helping anyone it can help. That's my aim. My daughter used to do that, and I'm doing it. So, that is the aim for today. And tomorrow, you're going to get up out of that bed. You're going to thank God that you were living, that you're still here. Because He is truly worthy to be praised. Have a blessed day.